Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle and this is Danielle's Books. Thanks for stopping by. This video is going to be my 2023 thriller releases that I still want to get to. So, I have 8 books to talk about here. I'll have them all linked down below. This is just going to be thrillers. If you're interested in a horror edition of this, I would definitely be down to do that. But yeah, so these are books that have all been released this year that I haven't gotten to yet, but I still really want to. I'm still interested in them. And yeah, if you've read any of these, let me know your thoughts down below. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I would love to have you, and give this video a thumbs up. So let's just jump right in. First one up I have is The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding. This is actually on my November TBR. I put it in my video, so I figured I'd start off with this one because I've kind of talked about it recently. And actually, out of this whole stack, this is still the one that I'm most interested in reading. Robin Harding is an author I think I've read 3 books from. I can't completely remember off the top of my head, but she's just an author that really works for me. So I'm excited to get to this one, and let me read you the blurb. A deliciously twisted story of friendship, retribution, and betrayal about a homeless woman fleeing a dangerous past and the wealthy society wife she saves from drowning, who pulls herself into a dark web of secrets and lies. This is one that I've heard mixed reviews about, but like I said, Robin Harding is just an author that really works for me. That blurb alone just sounds very intriguing, and yeah, I think this is going to be the next book I actually read. So hopefully I'll have a review for this book coming soon. But yeah, this is the first one up on my list. Next up, we've got None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. So I've never read a Lisa Jewell book before, and I know that this has been a really, really popular release by her. So that has me intrigued. Also, there's a podcast element in this book that has me intrigued, and I think this is going to be a contender for the Goodreads Choice Award winner for mystery thriller. That's just like my guess, just because of the reception I've seen. But let me get you the blurb for this one. When a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lies they've both worked hard to project and protect. So this one came out, I'm guessing, in August. This was our August pick for book of the month. And so, yeah, this is another one I really, really want to get to, and I definitely think that I'll get to this before the end of the year. Some of these I might not get to by the end of the year, but I hope I can. So yeah, next up, another contender for Goodreads Choice winner, I'm guessing, this is just a prediction, is All the Dangerous Things by Stacy Willingham. She seems to be a very popular author. I know her book last year, what was it, A Flicker in the Dark? Is that what it is? Yeah, A Flicker in the Dark. I know that one was very well received, and I think that this one has been too. This one, oh, maybe this didn't come out this year. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm going to read you the blurb, and then I'm going to fact check this. Following up her instant bestseller, A Flicker in the Dark, Stacy Willingham delivers a totally gripping thriller about a desperate mother with a troubled past. So it looks like 1 year ago, Isabel Drake's life changed forever. Her toddler son, Mason, was taken out of his crib in the middle of the night while she and her husband were asleep in the next room. It seems like it's like one of those where like she'll do anything to figure out what happened, and you know, a bunch of crazy stuff happens, I'm assuming. So this is what I'm definitely interested in. I'm kind of almost ranked these in like most wanting to read to like least, but again, they're still books that I want to read. So yeah, there you have All the Dangerous Things by Stacy Willingham. Next up is Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. This one I think is about, it's like a Ted Bundy thriller. I think it's inspired by him. Let me read you the blurb for this one. Bright Young Woman is the story of 2 women who demanded answers to questions nobody else would ask. What happened to Ruth the day she went missing? And how did a serial killer from the Pacific Northwest set his sights on a sorority house in Florida, toggling between those nightmarish days in 1978 and a letter that brings Pamela and Tina together in the present? The astonishing truth is revealed, along with a portrait of the extraordinary women who saw past the media's glorification of the Kennedy of killers for who he really was. So this is one that came out just a couple months ago, I believe, and I've never read anything by Jessica Knoll either. I know that she had a really popular one. I think it's called The Luckiest Girl Alive, but also I love this cover. So yeah, this is one that I am really interested in. Again, if you've read any of these books I talk about, please, please, please let me know your thoughts, because I would love to hear if you liked them, and that'll help me gauge maybe if I'll like them or get more excited to read them. Next up is Ruth Ware, 0 Days. This one I haven't heard a ton about, and I've read 2 books by Ruth Ware. I read The Lying Game, hated that one, and I read The Turn of the Key, loved that one. So I'm intrigued to read another one, and this one says, an adrenaline-fueled thriller about a woman in a race against time to clear her name and find her husband's murderer. So this seems like it's going to be, let me read you like a little bit more. Jack and her husband Gabe are the best security penetration specialists in the business, hired by companies to test the strengths and weaknesses of their systems. Jack handles the physical break-ins while Gabe tackles the digital aspects. They make an excellent team outside of work too, but after a routine assignment goes horribly wrong, Jack arrives home to find her husband dead. And I think that she's like become a suspect and she's trying to like clear her name, is what I think happens. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, I'm excited for this one, and that is 0 Days by Ruth Ware. Next up, we have another author that I've never read from before, and that is Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward. I think that this is a thriller and not a horror. Maybe I'm mistaken. If I am, I apologize, but we're just going to keep it in this video anyway. This one says, Looking Glass Sound is another masterful story about friendship and betrayal, dark obsessions, and the impossibility of escaping your own story. It looks like we're set in a cottage on the Maine coast, and Wilder Harlow has begun the last book he'll ever write. It's the story about the sun-drenched summer days of his youth in Whistler Bay and the blood-stained path of the killer that stalked his small vacation town. Ooh, so we have a writer in this. That's fun. That's a trope I'm really interested in. So yeah, also I love this cover. Sorry, I have a huge window over here, and this is a library copy. So yeah, I just got even more excited about it. This is the first time I've even read further into the synopsis. So yay, that got me a little bit more excited. There we have Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward. Next up is one I probably am not going to be able to talk about too much, just because anytime I hear someone talking about it, they're like, holy fuck, this is like a crazy book. And that is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. No, I have not read this book yet. This was very, very talked about in the summer. Everyone was reading this, and I did not. As Zach read it and did a whole rant review about it. And yes, I did sit behind the camera while he did that, but no, I don't remember anything that he spoiled in that video. So I'm still kind of going into this not knowing a whole lot. Also, it seemed like it was very hard to, it was like confusing and like convoluted and everything. So there's no way that I was going to remember everything that he said, but I'll read you the little blurb in this one as well. And this is an author that I have read from. A deliciously twisty and addictive gothic chiller about a young caregiver assigned to work for a woman accused of a Lizzie Borden-like massacre decades earlier. At 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope, stabbed her father with a knife, took her mother's happy life. It wasn't me, Lenora said, but she's the only one not dead. So this is one I'm very, very intrigued to still read, but like I said, hopefully it's one I can keep up with, because all the reviews I've seen, it just seems like there's a lot going on at the end of that book, but we shall see. Let me push these a little bit more out of the way. And then we're at our last book. This is one I've heard next to nothing about, but I really like the cover, and I had a friend in my personal life read this and say that they really liked it. And that is Stone Cold Fox by Rachel Collar Croft. This one says, or this is a debut, so I haven't read anything from her. A perfectly wicked debut thriller about an ambitious woman who, after a lifetime of conning alongside her mother, wants to leave her dark past behind and marry the heir to one of the country's wealthiest families. So that sounds pretty good to me. There are some authors who blurbed the back of this book that I have enjoyed before, like Samantha Downing. So yeah, I really want to give this one a try. If you've read this, let me know your thoughts, because it's one that I haven't really seen a lot about. So I'd be intrigued to see if people have been liking it. So with that, those are the 8 thrillers that that I'm maybe like most intrigued to read still before the end of the year. I usually am someone who keeps up with new releases. And then like once the year's over, they become backlist books, and then they don't really get prioritized anymore. So I'm hoping to get to as many of these as I can before the end of the year while they're still new and fresh and of the moment. So with that, again, I'll have all of these books linked down below. Don't forget to comment and let me know what you liked about these books, which ones you've read. Maybe comment some thrillers that you're still wanting to read. And also let me know if you'd like me to do a horror edition of this book, this video, because I have a good chunk of horror releases that I haven't gotten to yet this year that I still want to. With that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I would love, love, love to have you. And check the info box for these books, for Storygraph, Goodreads, podcasts. Everything is going to be linked in there. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye!